Good evening. Thanks for coming today. I want you to take a minute, if you would, just for a second, imagine Christmas morning and a child getting up on Christmas morning, running out of their room and walking into the living room or running into the living room and not seeing any presents under the tree. Maybe not even seeing a tree, not seeing stockings filled with goodies, not smelling turkey in the oven, not seeing the pies on the counter. Then I want you to think about that same child, and I want you to imagine them going to school after the holidays and their friends running up to them and say, hey, what'd you get for Christmas? And I want you to feel the shame that these children have to feel when they look at their friends and they have to say, I didn't get nothing for Christmas. Should they have to do this? No, they shouldn't. My name is Blackwell, and I'm here today to explain to you what our local charity organizations provide for our community, and I'm here to persuade you that giving to these local charity organizations is paramount. Today in my audience, I have the president of our local charity organization in Lumberton, Texas, Ivy Abel. She's the president of Caring Hearts in Lumberton, Texas. She does a very fine job, and I'm very proud of what she does. Now that I've introduced you to myself, and I think that I've gotten your attention, I would like to go ahead and touch on some problems that these local charity organizations provide relief for. I want to briefly touch, without being condescending, on the problems that exist in these families, why they exist, and how these families get in these predicaments. And at the conclusion of my speech, I want you to have a better understanding how your local charity organizations work and the fact that you need to donate to these organizations. So what are some of the problems that these local charity organizations handle? First and foremost, a lot of families out here do not have the funds and the necessary funds to get out and provide warm clothing for their families during the winter. I'm a patrol officer in the town just north of where I live at, and I can recall many mornings driving on patrol on cold mornings and seeing little kids at the bus stop, and they're just sitting there shivering to death. And it's not because they don't want to wear coats, it's because they can't afford coats, and our local charity organizations provide this clothing for them. Second, many families do without holiday meals. I can remember getting calls out to some houses out there on the beat, and I walk in the door and I don't smell turkey cooking in the oven on Thanksgiving. I don't smell turkey cooking in the oven on Christmas. I don't see the pies on the counter. It's just not there. And our local charity organizations, they supply food stuff for these people. I have a bag here that's full of good canned goods, nuts and yams and bread. This is some of the stuff that our local charity organizations has provided, and me and Miss Ivy are going to go out in the morning in the community and deliver 9 bags to 9 needy families. I know that 9 is not that much, but every little bit does help. What really hits me hard is the fact that some of these families do not have presents to give their children. Their children do not get to experience the magic of Christmas, and this is just simply because they cannot afford to provide presents. And our local charity organizations do provide these presents. They collect donations and get them out to the public, to the needy families, so these children can experience the magic of Christmas. Now that I've touched on some of the hardships that some of these families experience, and what gets them to that position? What brings them and gets them in the predicament that they're in? Well, first let's discuss the unemployment rate. Now, I guarantee you we're not where we were in 2009. But however, our unemployment rate, according to the United States Department of Labor, is at 5.8%. 5.8% is not near what it was in 2009. However, that's 5.8% of the people that still need our help. Second, what are jobs paying these days? Texas honors the federal minimum wage, and according to the Fair Labor Standards Act, as of July 2009 up to now, the current minimum wage is $7.25. $7.25. $7.25 an hour. These people are working their fingers to the bone, and I'm sorry, it just doesn't put presents under that tree. Finally, for all you skeptics out there, yes, there are lazy people out there that just have their hand out and want help from everybody they can get. However, the children didn't ask for this. The children didn't ask for deadbeat parents, and I can assure you that if one of these families comes up to our local charity organization and they ask for assistance, I can guarantee they're going to get it. I can't always guarantee you that what they receive is going to go to good use, but I can guarantee you that it's a chance I'm willing to take. So what's my point? I've given problems and a solution, but why am I here? I'm telling you, I'm here because these organizations, they need your help. They're running dry. They need your donations, and there's no donation too big and no donation too small. These volunteers will come out at any time of the day or night to accept your donations. And yes, I did say volunteers. Miss Ivy she doesn't get paid for what she does. She volunteers her time, and sometimes, a lot of times, she even volunteers her 4-year-old granddaughter, don't you, Miss Ivy? So what can you do to help? Go to your job, go to your churches, go to your civic organizations, and start a clothing collection point, start a non-perishable food item collection point, and once you get these items in, follow through and make sure they get to your local charity organizations so they can get out to the public and the needy families they need. Now that I've identified some problems, some reasons for, and some solutions, I trust that you are starting to see that it's imperative that you give your donations to our local charity organizations. In conclusion, I want to tell you that giving to the needy is a very heartwarming experience. I can give you some examples. If you give to the Salvation Army, if you give to the Red Cross, man, that's great. Keep giving, give more. However, know that your donations do not always get out into your local area. These bigger charity organizations, they give out to the whole United States. They give out to where it's needed. Your local charity organizations, make sure that your friends, your family, your co-workers, and your acquaintances get the stuff that they need in their time of need. I want to leave you today with a quote from Mother Teresa. It is not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving. Thank you for your consideration, and please get out and donate to your local charity organizations.